Hey guys, welcome to another stream. Don't know if anyone's already waiting. I think there are some people waiting. Hi guys. Hope you're doing good. I was thinking while I just probably had a video go live like 12 minutes ago. I was still like, let's just do a stream as well. I feel like this is a good time for streaming. I'm still kind of awake at this hour, and I can just play a game. And I've been uploading the Solo Eve series for 2 weeks, if not a little bit more now. And I thought, well, that's going great, and there's daily content. I'm still missing live streams and such because it's nice to play with people. And I do notice that there's been like a little bit of a slump in player numbers. Not as much in this hour, but like several other hours in the day. Late in the European evenings, it gets very quiet. And then and like between midnight and 4 a.m. or something, it's really quiet, I feel. And well, I'm not streaming at that time because it's, midnight for me and I need to be quiet then because I do have neighbors who like to sleep, and we can hear each other a little bit if we talk too much. So yeah. Hey Ladiro, how you doing? Everything okay? I'm not going to press play just yet because I said that we would start in about 2 minutes or so. I do need to do a little bit of advertising, so I'm just gonna do some advertising. Let's see, this is my own Discord. I'll do add here. We're joining a random family. Hop on it and come play with me. There we go. We'll just say that. And I don't know if you noticed, but the image that I used for this stream, it's already gone now. Wait, I can probably pull it up on screen. Let me just double check. What is this image? Hold on, where is it? Where's the image? Okay, no, that's not the right one. That's a lovely image though. That was what we were given by Yoon Time for when we were number 1. But this is the one I want to show. There we go, joining a random town. This is the one. That's the one I want to put up on screen. There we go. Look at that. Ladira says, your solo series is great. Even though I'm ahead of the point you are, I am still learning. And that's fantastic. And I'm even like, Eerie is even learning, right? Like I get comments from so many people who know everything there is to know about 2 Hours One Life in my view. And then I still see them learning. Also, what the hell is my cat doing? Is he closing? Hold on, I gotta check what my cat is doing. It sounds like he has locked himself up in a cupboard, which is not the point. Hold on. Vincent, what are you doing? Oh no! Guys, no, you wouldn't believe it. He is in my big cupboard. I have a massive cupboard in my bedroom. And I usually open the door for him and he can just go in, and he's gone up on the 3rd chap or something. I don't know, is chap the word? Like shelf? I don't know. He's climbing up really high, but he was also opening the door apparently. He's just a silly kitty. He's just being silly. Okay, so I advertise in my own Discord. Let's place it in some other places too. And let's put it in the 2 Hours One Life Discord as well, in community content. Okay, and I'll say here, live. There we go. Kitty, get down. No, Vincent's fine. He's always crawling into places he shouldn't be. He really loves exploring cupboards and stuff. Every time I open a door, he's there. He's like, what's in this cupboard? What is in here? And even if it's something I open daily, he will still go in there like, what's going on in the cupboard today? Also in my wardrobe and other closets, it's like door opens, cat goes in. And also when it's thunder outside and he gets scared, if I open a cupboard, he'll just crawl in there and he'll feel quite safe, I feel. I think he feels protected by the cupboard. So I don't mind him being in there. He can go in there. I don't mind. Okay. Well, it is time now to start playing, or else the stream's going to last way too long and the intro is going to be days. Let's not do that. Let's remove the image again. There we go. And I'm ready to start playing. I've seen that a few families were live. Let me just have a quick glimpsey at the game stats. So there's 3 families, Willow, So, and Cat. So we'll probably end up in one of those trees. And I don't think there's any, there aren't any unnamed families, which is good. We're with the cat family. It's Eve Cat. Hi, baby. Hi, it's me. It's me. It's Jessie. So they're writing on the job board, I guess. Jessie? Yeah. Who else? They already know. And I got that cute little sprite, the one with the brown hair. It's a cute sprite. It's one of Erie's favorite sprites, I know. You're Jessie? I am. Cat family is beautiful. It is a beautiful town, guys. In case you've never seen the cat fam, it is a place to witness. Look at these clothes, guys. Look at this. Look at this wardrobe. Choose a color. Oh my god, that is so much color. I'll go for red. I'm in a red mood. I'm not saying red is my favorite color, but maybe something red is nice. What's in there? Skirt? I don't know. Maybe scarf? Okay. Oh, this is also fine. Yeah, I can live with this. This is good. And maybe a little nice bow tie. Ribbon, hat, little ribbon. Do I get nice shoes? Yeah, I love those shoes. Those are great. Do you guys prefer the shoes with ribbons or without? I prefer them without ribbons. I think without ribbons looks so cool. It looks like little sneakers and it's just so cute. And we're going back to the job board apparently. Can I click it already? No. Oh, look at me rubber banding. I only clicked once and I was like, just keep going in. And now, yeah, I can't do anything. I can't read. Can't read. Can say hi to my mom. Can I press this? No. Too small. Can't do anything. Can't grieve anything in this town. There's a picture here or a negative. I'm lagging. Oh no. I was lagging a little bit too. I was rubber banding there. But I don't think it's a ping issue. If ever you're in doubt, just check your ping. For me, it's usually 96 milliseconds. Oh, I like this little floor here. Little marks. That's nice. Like a rubber house. Wow, and that's like a tree. Need to find a ball? Oh, to remove text. Don't you have a blueprint on your head? If you have a blueprint and shears, you have a ball. Just break your blueprint. Polar bear. Yeah, if you have shears on you. Too late. She's listening. Eve Cat is listening. Cat Town is beautiful, but overwhelming. I don't think I'll join you. Oh no, Pig. Aw. Sad. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. That's the thing in Cat Town. Oh my god, I got the little hair. Look at the hair. Look at my little tails. My pigtails. So cute. Yeah. Okay. So what is this? Is this a game? Is this like a shoots and ladders type of game or something? I don't know. It looks like a game of sorts. Let's light up the town. Yes. Oh, it's Monopoly. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, they got Monopoly, they got chess. What the hell? They got dead polar bears. Another foresty thing. What's this? Electrical cables. Oh. And then over here they got a light. And they got the thing. Okay. Do I do this? The town is lit up! Yay! How far does the light go? Is it just here? Or is it more? How far do the lights go? Oh my god, and over here as well? There was another light that was on. Is that? Oh, on here! Oh my god, we really lit up the town. Ooh, another light there. And how about the lights here? Oh, these lights aren't on. No! Did we not turn them on? Did we do something wrong? Oh, this one's on. We didn't render it, but that one's on, and now this one's on too. I don't understand how the rendering works, to be honest. Yeah, the thing with Cat Town is it is a very it is a town that has a lot of things already finished, so it's a bit like what can you do, right? And it's like sometimes you don't want to be just doing maintenance and buildings that are already very good. But at the same time, I enjoy walking this, and there is a job board, so we can take some jobs. I can't read. Can't read. Too small. It was just a shelf earlier. I'm too small, Mom. I can't read. Also, I need food. There's a lot of food around here. What's that? Maple syrup. It's pizza. I can have a pizza. No. Is there other food here? Carrots, tomatoes, potatoes, onions. I'll have a tomato. Can I read? I can't read. There is like a lot of jobs here, but yeah. It's also kind of confusingly built in my opinion. It's like if it was one mega structure. I don't know. I don't know if it's that confusingly built. I feel like it's okay. Try now. Oh, make poi packs, make poi packs, make poi... Wow, that's a lot of poi... Yeah. Make a truckload of ice cream, plant wheat, and make flour, make honey. Ooh, funny. Make more rubber balls or large tires, make stockings and wreaths. Okay, okay. I can probably do honey. I just need to find honey. I think that's there's silk over there, so there has to be honey close. Let's just have a little bit of a look around. Some geese, dead animals, a lot of berries. No. Did you see that? It wanted to eat a scarecrow. I had to shoo the bird away. It's gone now. But if it would have eaten that, the berries wouldn't have been safe. Luckily, I was here to save town. Let's see what else we can find. Mechanical Minds. Do you need a certain age to read papers? That's cute. Yeah, we're illiterate for the first minutes of our life. Alright, this is one of the honey places. There's a few. This is like the honey place that is like my type of honey place in a way, because I like it when it's sort of rectangle-ish, or at least the area where you work in is rectangle-ish. So I'm just gonna pull these out as quickly as I can. So that the bees will have a place to land and give us more honey. Though I feel like the flowers are actually too far away. This is... I personally would have done the honey farm a little bit different than this. Also, I like the sprite. It's such a cute sprite. If you watch the Solo Eve series, I make myself a nice honey farm at some point. I don't use it a lot though. I did plant some kapoks at some point, but it's not like I'm doing a lot of decoration because it's a solo town and I do spend some time in there. I try to play daily. I haven't played in a few days now in the weekend, but I do play in other times, and yeah, I'm having a good time in the solo town, but at the same time, I still want to play with other people as well. Sometimes people drop by my solo town and I see them, you know, standing in the vault. It's kind of funny. There's been a few people who have joined me during streams, or not streams, during recordings, but many of those recordings will not be up for another 2 to 3 weeks, if not more. So many rabbits, oh my god. I'm still going around, like, I've been in this town, but this town has been around for so long. It's also been a very long time since I've been here. And I do struggle sometimes to find my way. So this is where they do linen. It is also such a massive area to do linen, right? Because you have your linen farms over here in the middle, and then you have your weighted looms in the corners. It's just a big area for one linen thing. And then over here, what is this for? Potted flowers. So this is the potted flower area. I think I was here before at some point. No, I was here. I was in this area, flowers for sale. I can remember that I was filling up baskets with all the cuttings and putting them in these boxes. That's something I did in one of my previous lives in this town. And then over here are the other honey farms. Now, these honey farms, I'm not the biggest fan of. And I know there are a lot of people who love these honey farms. And I'm just, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't like cutting out the honey, and I feel like there's too little room to put down my boxes on the ground, because this shelf is, you know, this shelf is blocking a spot where I would put my boxes on the floor. And I do find that the play bowls with cloth, it has an advantage having so many cloths, but at the same time I also feel like it has a disadvantage because it's just entirely too many. So yeah, it's a bit double. It's like there's parts of it I don't like, there's parts of it I do like. But I prefer the one that I was in first. But that one is also not perfect. It's not the best for that specific setup. Yes, I am a critic. I am a honey critic. That's the one thing I'm really allowed to be, because I do so much with honey and I know so much about honey. I am allowed to be a honey critic. I'm not allowed to be much of a smithy critic, because I'm not the best smith. Though I do know how to use a smithy, right? So I am allowed to be the smithy critic if it's really inefficient. And I'm also like, what am I going to do with these? Am I just going to put them over here? I mean, I guess I'm going to put them over here. Yeah, I think it's entirely too much cloth always with these. I feel like if you have 4 cloth per shelf or something, it's, you know, or like 4 cloth, I feel like that's probably enough. But this feels like overkill to me always. Subhadra, hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're in the cat family. I'm being critical of a honey farm, because, you know, that's what I do in life. I'm just critical towards honey farms. It's you know, once again, definitely not the worst. It's just not my honey farm of choice. I can see why some people prefer this one. But at least I'll be able to get them some honey, which is one of the jobs they had on the job board. And I'm happy that I can be in the honey farm, because the thing is, do you guys remember when we had the last wipe? And that was 10 months ago, or a little bit less than 10 months? No, more than 10 months. I think it was November, right? And we are now in September, so it was 10 months ago that we had the last wipe. Now, every time I say the word wipe, there's people like, wipe? When's the wipe coming? Well, first, I do not know when a wipe is coming. Second, I do not think we're getting a wipe that soon. I feel like the map is still okay, right? There's no reason to wipe the map. I still feel there's plenty of empty space there. And I think that if we are getting a wipe, at some point it's probably going to be when there's going to be something cool, new being introduced into the game. And to be honest, I don't think I don't know. I mean, Moon is not showing everything he's doing, right? I don't know what Moon is doing in his free time. And I don't know what he's working on, but as far as I know, he's not doing anything right now that would, you know, constitute like as a major change or something that would need a map wipe. So I'm just saying this because sometimes when I say map wipe, when I say the words map wipe, people start asking in general chat, when's the map wipe gonna be? And they're not gonna tell us unless it's like, you know, just a few weeks away. But I don't think it's likely that's going to be very soon. Also, last time we had a map that lasted for about, what, 16, 17 months? So we should be fine. Wait till you see my honey farm. 100 problems at the side. Okay. Well, you're always welcome to show me. How about fruit tree farm? Any tips? Fruit tree farm, most important thing is keep it in one biome. Sometimes people will put it in two biomes. Like if you look over here, then you see that the gray biome here, it has all, I'm pressing X by the way, which is removing the floors and the walls so you see it better. The gray biome has all the flowers and the gray biome has all the honey boxes, right? And it's sort of the same with a tree farm. It needs to be in one biome. And then as for, oh my god, there's so many jars here. Oh my god, look at these jars of honey. What is this? This is entirely too many jars of honey, but okay. I'll eat a lemon, I guess. So I do think they have a fruit tree farm somewhere. I'm just not sure where. But I'm 15 years old now, which means I can take this wagon. Or maybe even switch it for a horse. And we can look around. So there's a fruit tree thing here, but this one won't work. You might be like, why is there no lemon here? It's right next to a beehive, you might say, right? So you might be like, there's a beehive, there's a lemon tree. Why is the lemon tree empty? And same for that orange tree over there. Well, the problem is there is no beehive with the lemon tree. So if there was a beehive near the lemon tree in the same biome, then the lemon tree could get fruit again. It was also a percentage chance. Same with this orange tree. But because they are in a biome where there are no beehives, these trees are not going to get new fruits. And that's fine. This is not a fruit tree farm, right? They will not be pollinated because it's just not a farm. So it's not the point of getting it pollinated. It's probably just something for beauty. Now, I'm not sure where to find... Are these close? It's close here. Hold on. Let me just clean this up. There. I think that's okay? Okay. So let's see if we can find a fruit tree area, and maybe I can show this. Also, if you are having bad luck with pollination, make the area smaller. And one of the ways you can do that is by fencing it in. And you don't need to fence it in with proper fences. You could do a property fence. Do you guys know how to work on a property fence? Is that something you guys know? Do you need me to show you? Craig did that in my town when he visited, and I was like, oh, my fruit trees, you know, it's not getting new stuff. I'm not getting any honey. He was like, just put a temporary property fence. The property fence is going to disappear, but at least you will have some honey in the meanwhile. So this is a good example of a fruit tree farm that works. You can see that the apples have regrown and there's apples on the floor. So they have been picking this. So they only have 2 honey boxes here, which is enough. These do not need to be high. You do not need to do a beehive that's 4 boxes high. That's not necessary. Just 1 high is enough. Every honey box is going to spawn a bee. So in this case, there will be 2 bees spawned every 10 minutes. And then if the tree is green, it will be pollinated. In this area, you also see that there are natural borders, like the green biome is where the bees will be. So the bees will not head this direction, so you don't need to put an actual border here. The bees are not going to come here anyway. And then on this side, I do think this is green biome, and I do think also they can go through the stone arches, but it's still kind of dense enough to not fence it in, and it's sufficient enough at this point, so I think it's all good. Let me just grab this horse instead. I like that horse more. Let's see if we find another one. There's another fruit tree farm over here. So you can also see there's a bee that just came out of that fruit tree thing, I think. Is it that one that it came out of? It is in the swamp tile. The one thing I'm wondering, that beehive is not in the swamp tile, is it? This is a yellow biome. And that one's in the yellow biome too. Okay, this is weird. Did you move this to the yellow biome because you didn't want these trees pollinated? What's the story behind this? I feel like this one's not working, as in... I feel like the honey was moved to the wrong biome, so these fruit trees are never going to get new things. Did you move those? Yeah, if Kat is listening, she's like, oh shit, she's off. She knows the problem. Yeah, it wasn't working, but now by moving it over here, it will work again. And that one as well. This one as well is not gonna work. What I recommend is often putting it just behind a tree. So it's not really in the way and people also don't move it around. But this one was never going to pollinate these trees again because of the way it worked. This one would work. So this honey box would pollinate these trees, so that would be fine. Also, guys, my game crashed. No, why? What did I do wrong? You also asked, is it fenced? Not fenced, but the biome is pretty small. Yep. Subhadra says the flowering and time and bee getting out is important. Also, if there's a flower plant in there, the bee will use that and make honey and miss the trees. Yeah, and it's a bit of luck, you know, when you don't have a fence around it and when the biome is a bit big. Also, maybe it's all these cats that are crashing me. I don't know what else could be crashing me, to be honest. But yeah, that was a bit of a crash. I don't know what caused it. Okay. If you need wood, check the shelters. This is something that could be crashing me. These texts. Because every time I move too far away from those texts, I do feel like I crash. I have filed a bug report about it, so Moon's aware of it. And I don't know if Moon's going to be able to fix it, but I did my duty, filed a bug report. But those things sometimes crash me for some reason. I wish I knew why, but whatever. Maybe too many flowers. The bees keep going to the cornflowers. Yeah, that's also the thing. I personally, if you have an orchard, I would not do flowers in them. I usually keep it separate. Flowers and fruit trees in the same biome. It removes the efficiency for pollinating the fruit trees. Not a lot though, but it can do that. It can do that because once it gets honey from a flower, it's not going to pollinate a tree anymore, in my opinion. I have not tested this out. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I'm like, it would make sense that a bee that's already pollinated is not going to fertilize the tree anymore. So yeah. Also, there's a wall down here, and this is like the vault or something. They got like an insanely large vault here. It's like the vault is its own mini town. It's so big. That's what she said. Okay, and the sense of humor of a 12-year-old boy. In my fruit farm, I removed all flowers and they get pollinated much faster. Yeah, that is true. If you're looking for efficiency, remove your flowers from your fruit trees areas. So yeah, but look at that vault. Look how big this vault is, guys. Also, ancient bamboo walls have a really specific color to them. I really like it. Simultaneously, I do not like putting too many ancient walls in a town because, you know, you never know if you're gonna break stuff down again. They got some hats. They got a little boar in there. Oh no, what are you doing, Eve Cat? Look at this. They got basket of baked potatoes within basket, basket of grapes within baskets, basket of apples within basket. You do know that this is most likely going to be removed, and then you are going to have an area that's this big because everything's just going to be tossed on the ground, and that area is going to be completely unworkable for you. I wouldn't do this. I mean, just put a box down. Put them in a box. This is yeah. This is don't do this. Don't guys. Look. When things are bugged, do not do it in your town because the moment the devs fix it, it's possible that all these items are going to scatter, which means every single apple might scatter. It might not be baskets of apple. It might be loose apples that get scattered. It might be loose grapes. It might be loose whatever, you know? And then you're going to have areas that you can't work in anymore or that are going to cause game crashes or even worse, server crashes. Don't do this. Don't put containers in containers. Yeah, that bug is very annoying, but yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Okay. I'm kind of still looking for like I did make some honey, so we did a little bit of the job. Also, yeah, you also these things do not chop trees that are obviously decorating town, which makes really sense to me. But this does possibly cause me to crash. Like if I ride away now, crash. See? So every time you have that sort of text and I write too far away, game just crashes. So for me, it's a bit hard to play in this area. Because I was aware, I was just demonstrating like how easy it is for me to crash, because I've gotten to the point where like if I see a text pop up automatically, I know this is going to crash me. And I do have the latest version of the game. I don't have any mods installed. It's just text on stones like this, but if they have like the white stones, that's when they crash. Like if the text pops up, it was just text about not chopping trees or something that are decorative. But that does cause me to crash, sadly. And it's in the bug report, so they know that this is a thing. What's this? Chocolate place. Yeah, that's cute. A very nice chocolate place here. Oh yeah, and I was saying before, like last map before the wipe, I started talking about the wipe, and then I just continued talking about the wipe without ever coming to my point. I was saying that before the wipe, I did a series where I was touring towns. It completely gave me burnout. Like it it was so much in such a short period of time that I had to go around and tour towns, that I'm like I'm like at one point I'm also like, I like that it's kept for posterity. I have a lot of videos about these town tours that I did, and I like that they're there, and I think they're very nice videos, but at the same time I feel like they don't get watched a lot. Like it's a bit double. I feel like there are some people who are, you know, let's just call them the veterans, right? The veterans, I think the veterans like watching the other towns. But at the same time, if they've played in a town, they're not going to watch it because they're like, I know that town, I've seen it. And yeah, I just felt like the videos were a lot of effort. And it's a very different play style than when you're actually playing with a family and doing something in a town or building something, compared to just looking around the town and commenting on everything you see. So I'm not sure I'm going to be doing town tours again the way I was. And I did that the last 2 map wipes, guys, not just 1 map wipe. I did it before on Twitch. And then it was even worse because I told people I'm going to do the tour and you need to clip the videos of your own town. You need to clip it yourself. I'm not going to clip it for you. And then it will be on my Twitch channel forever. And I did like maybe 7 tours, 10 tours. And maybe 2 people clipped it, and the rest was just like having me walk around their town for, you know, all that time, and didn't even bother to clip it. I was like, dude, I put so much effort in it, and you didn't even clip, you know, my tour of your town. Like, now it's gonna get lost anyway in 2 weeks. So yeah, that was, I did not appreciate that. And I was also not really, I was just touring everyone. And there were some towns in there, and these are of players that are no longer active. There was a town in there that was so ugly. Guys, you wouldn't believe how ugly it was. Like, it's like, it was horrible. It was like, I was touring a town, like they were like, this is my spawn code. I was like, okay, cool, I'll come to tour your town. And I was like, it wasn't cleaned up. There was a mess everywhere. It wasn't complete in any way. It had hardly even begun. It was like, I'm like, why do I need to clip this? It is so ugly. Like, but what? There wasn't anything decorative that looked any good. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, this is just wasting my time, guys. I love wild animals popping inside buildings. They're adorable. Yeah, that's a very good decorative thing, I think. It clicked me just now. Right now, Lemon probably made gold for my town about a month back for the bell, and made 2 gold horses out of it instead. Oops. Clipping. So it's also a thing you can do on YouTube, by the way. You can make clips, which means just short videos. So if something funny were to happen now, you could basically make a little clip out of it that's like a minute long. And then you could share the clip instead of sharing the entire video. And in Twitch, clipping is making short videos out of a long stream. So on Twitch, streams are not saved, but you can look back at them for 2 weeks. So if I stream on Twitch, which I no longer do, then you could go and watch that video for about 2 weeks after I've gone live. And then you can make clips of moments you want to keep. So I told people, if you want to keep, you know, memories of your town, you need to clip when I'm walking around your town. And then people didn't do that. So yeah. I was thinking of asking whether you want to come into Lunar Town. And then I was like, let me work on it a bit more before that. Good call on my part. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure if I'm ever going to do town tours again in the way I did before, because it was really, it burnt me out a bit. It burnt me out of the game. And I don't mind going to towns, like, I don't know what the aspect was that burnt me out the most, if it was just constantly making the same content. Or just, you know, because it's not really playing, you're just looking around, right? You're not really contributing, and I like contributing to towns. So I think I'd rather do more of these random town streams. Now I have to say, it has been a month or so since my last random town stream. I did one in August, and after that I didn't do any. So I kind of want to do this more random town streams, and then, you know, you guys will have, this video is going to be up here on YouTube forever. Like, it's not going to disappear. It's going to be up here on YouTube forever. So everything that you see now in the town is going to be here for all eternity. And if I do these sort of playthroughs, then I don't need to do more tours in the when there is a map wipe in the future. I've never used Twitch. That's okay. I kind of feel, and I've been talking with some other people about it. I talked about it with my old moderator, Portos. Portos and I met on Twitch, and he was so important for me in getting an audience on Twitch. Because, you know, when you're new to Twitch, nobody knows you. I didn't know anyone. And I was streaming 1 hour, 1 live on Twitch. And I think this was even before Twisted was... Yeah, Twisted wasn't streaming on Twitch back in the day. He was making YouTube videos about 1 hour, 1 live, but he wasn't streaming it on Twitch. But there were other people streaming on Twitch. You had Portos, Lost, Wolvenscar, Love was there, Tana was there. So there was like a group of about 6 to 7 1 hour, 1 live streamers. None of them would stream 1 hour, 1 live anymore at this point, or even play it. But back in 2018, 2019, they were all streaming 1 hour, 1 live. And Portos saw me streaming, and he came into my stream, and he gave me like technical advice. He was like, oh, your mic is a bit quiet, you need to turn it up. And you might say, oh, isn't that like kind of rude? And I'm like, if your mic is really too quiet and people cannot understand you, that is a reason for people to just leave your stream before you've even said anything. So, you know, you are allowed to say people, hey, you're a little bit too quiet. It's definitely, I feel like it's something you're allowed to say. Some people say you're not allowed to say that. I feel like you have to tell people, especially if it's a reason to leave the stream, right? If ever you tell people, hey, your mic is a little quiet, and they just, you know, they don't have to change it right away. I usually say, oh, I'm so sorry. I will change it. I will look into it after the stream, because I'm not good at troubleshooting during a video. Though, you know, turning a mic up is not the hardest thing in the world. But yeah, so he would give that sort of feedback, but he would also just hang out and ask questions and make sure that I had someone to talk to. And he was also like, oh, I'm going to stream. Will you rate me sometimes? And I was like, okay. And then he would also tell the people that were coming to his stream, hey, this is Cartoon Jessie. You got to go follow her. She's a new 1 hour, 1 live streamer. She's a lot of fun. So he was helping me advertise, and I got Twitch monetized in about a few months, thanks to Portos and his friends, who are all like, hey, this is Jessie. She is new. She's streaming 1 hour, 1 live. You all gotta, you know, follow her and things like that. And it's so important that you have people who do that for other streamers. Now, at the moment, Tazali is on a break. So we might not see Tazali stream in a while, or not as much. She did say she was gonna try weekly streams, so do support Cizali when you see her. Other than Cizali currently, I don't think there are any other streamers currently for 2 Hours One Life. I do think Stygian Sticks sometimes streams, but he also streams reruns, which is, you know, a bit weird. Because then you can't play with them, so it's like, okay, that's weird. You know, because when you stream, you're hoping to play with the person who's streaming. But other than that, I haven't seen a lot of streamers the past months. Astrid has also disappeared. I think Astrid got sucked into another game. She used to be very active on YouTube with 2 Hours One Life content. And then it's just me at the time, I feel, and a little bit of Tizali. Lovely trees that give good amount of firewood. Gotta add them to my wood farm. The thing is, though, it's also the question is, do you need this much firewood? I personally would plant balsam trees because you only get 1 firewood, which in my opinion is enough. And then you also still have all the dark wood. So yeah, love such people. Yeah, I was wondering about this streams. Unfortunately, the Seawell farm was always at night when I would be sleeping, so I missed most of it. Yeah, and I prefer streaming a little bit earlier if I can. I feel like this hour is a wonderful hour to stream for me because I'm awake. I'm not bothering my neighbors. And after the stream, I'm usually hungry and I just go and eat something because that's the one thing, though. At the end of the stream, I'm usually like, oh no, I'm so hungry at this hour, and then I have to go, but it's okay. Yeah, and but the thing is, what happened on Twitch was that Portos, he became my moderator, and I became his moderator too. So we were basically helping each other out, moderating and just watching after each other stream a little bit. Portos made a switch to YouTube. He came with the game called Sailwind, which is basically you sail around on a sail ship and you do some trading and things like that. And he's been having a channel about the game Sailwind since then. And he also told me, like, Jesse, maybe, you know, maybe YouTube would be better for you. The thing is, when I got monetized on Twitch, you might think, wow, Jesse, you started making money in 2019. No, the irony was, yes, I got monetized, which meant I was starting to save up on money. But back in the day, you needed to make 100 euros before they would send you the money. So it's not like they would just send you €2 every month if that was what you were making on Twitch. You had to make 100 euros. And once you had 100 euros, they would, you know, send it to your bank account or whatever, or to your PayPal. It took me years, and I think it might have been 2 to 3 years before I had, you know, made 100 euro. So I was streaming for 2 to 3 years before I made my first 100 euros, which is kind of insane when you think of it. Like, the hours I put in was like, you know, you might have put in like 500 hours and then you get 100 euro for it. I'm telling you, streaming does not make you very rich, especially if your streams are not visited by thousands of people at the same time. It's not a way to make a lot of money, let's be real. Currently on YouTube, the monetization took way longer than it did on Twitch. I got monetized, yeah, probably last month, officially. The thing is, you need 500 subscribers, which took a long time. Especially since I'm, you know, a 2 Hours One Life gamer, and it's not, you know, we love the game, but it's not that popular a game, right? It's not like everyone's playing this game. We have a kind of small community. So to get as many subscribers as I did, I was not expecting. I was really thinking, like, at some point I'm just going to stop growing at all. But I do feel like every new player, or a lot of new players, still join. Like, if I look at the past month, I almost have 1 new subscriber a day. Because I feel like there's new players, they just see my channel and they are just like, oh yeah, cool, that's what I need, I'll follow this lady, and then I will learn how to play the game. Also, I'm so sorry if you guys are like, Jesse, this is a really boring job, please do something more interesting, but I'm kind of liking that I can just rant about whatever at this moment. So, yeah. But if you guys are like, Jesse, no, this is too boring, go do something else, I can do that, but at the same time, I feel like I'm doing something useful in this town, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna clean up the wood that's over here and put it in shelters, and then they can plant more trees eventually. 2L honestly doesn't feel like gonna generate money, but the community is so good that it's like a safe haven at this point. It's no longer about money, it makes one want to contribute. Yeah, it's that thing, right? I'm not gonna get rich from this. I wish I could make more money because financially life is rough and inflation is a bitch for everyone, right? Yeah, it is what it is. One thing I'm kind of scared of, I've got an appointment this week with the company in Belgium. It's called a mutuality here in Belgium. They give me my monthly, I could say wages, but it's more like benefits because I'm sick, right? I have a status currently that's like a handicapped status. It's a bit weird because, you know, it's not like I can park close to a store. It's not like I have a handicapped card like that, but at the same time I do have a sort of handicapped status. And for me, it's mostly because of fatigue and things. My health is not 100% what it should be. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I have an appointment this week, and apparently in Belgium, as in the rest of the world, politics has leaned more to the right, which means that they're, you know, they're villainizing people who are on disability, people who take benefits, and we did have pretty good social security, but they're kicking people off their social security nets, right? They're like, yeah, you shouldn't have financial security and things like that. So I'm kind of terrified they're going to do that to me as well, because I don't have a very visible disability, right? I'm just really fatigued all the time. So it's very invisible, and I look normal. It's not like I'm walking around with a crutch or something like that. I'm kind of scared they're gonna put me back to work, or they're gonna, be like, we're tossing you off the income that you have currently. And then I'm in trouble. Then I'm gonna be in trouble because I can barely make ends meet right now. And if they toss me off the financial benefits that I get right now, I'll have about 200 euro less a month, I think. And I don't know for how long. I don't know if that's going to be like forever or just for 3 months. But I'm going to get into financial troubles if they do that. So I mean, keep me in your thoughts. Put some prayers or something. So that maybe they won't kick me off. And if they don't kick me off, then I'll be okay. Then it's gonna be fine. But if they kick me off, I'm gonna be in trouble. Ladiro, thank you so much for the super thanks. That is so appreciated. You didn't need to do that. I wasn't telling the story to get money. I was just, saying it because, like, if they do kick me off, then the chances are that I might need to find a new job. And because I'm so tired, that would probably mean that I wouldn't be able to make content as I do now. That would probably mean, like, the end of me streaming a lot, the end of me making videos and uploading them. And also the end of me playing a lot, because I do play a lot. I still play 1 or 2 lives a day. But I wouldn't be able to do that if they kick me off the benefits, right? Because then I'd need to go to work. And if I go to work, it would be hell because I just work and sleep. That's all I do. Just before I got on disability, I had a full-time job, so I worked 40 hours a week. My day would look as follows. I would get up in the morning, 8 o'clock, go to work until about 5, eat, then I would maybe play 2 to 3 hours of games, maybe, and I'd go straight to bed. And in the weekend, I would sleep for 14 hours a day because I was so tired from the work week. I was already really exhausted when I was working. And at the very end of it, I would basically, because I was also heading into a burnout because it was not sustainable, I would work, eat, sleep. Like, there was no time for games or anything. It was really bad at the end of it. And because I'm sitting at home right now, I do have time to play games and I can, cook my meal and things like that. And I can still sleep 12 hours or 14 hours if I feel really exhausted. But it's, I can get away with it now. I don't need to spend, 10 hours at work or something. But that wasn't the case in the past. I support content creators. I enjoy when I can. Thank you so much, Lydia. It is so appreciated, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I also have there is a possibility, and I'm saying this because Wichtel and Erie are members. When you are a member of the YouTube, you get really cute icons in front of your name. That's all I'll say. But at the same time, I don't expect you guys to become members. But if you do like cute 2 hours one life icons in front of your name, that could be something you do. It does sound like I'm advertising, doesn't it? Maybe I am advertising a little bit, but it's also because I put a lot of effort into getting those buttons up. Also, did we finally do this entire tree farm? They're all cleaned up, aren't they? This took a long while. Dear Lord, this took a long while. And then we also did the other tree farm. So there's only a dark tree farm, and then there was a kapok tree farm. But I don't think there's a light tree farm. Oh wait, we haven't really cleaned these up. Oops. We've pulled them off, but we haven't put them in shelters. We do need to put them in shelters. I am so mentally exhausted that making a CV seems daunting. Haven't sent a single application because of paranoia at this point. Oh no. It's hard. I wish I could be more supportive, but at the same time, it's like, it is really hard sometimes to put yourself out there finding a job. I used to be really good at finding a job. As in, I was hardly ever unemployed for a really long time when I was still, you know, in the workforce. I think for me, I'm good at writing. I'm good at writing resumes, and I'm good at being like, I can say exactly what this company wants. I can go to a website of a company, and you always have to check their page, what they say about their values, right? And usually it's things like, oh yeah, we value teamwork, and we're like, and then there'll be like, we're a big company, or they're like, no, we're a small family company, whatever, right? And then that's stuff you gotta like advertise or just mention in your letter that you sent them, like, oh yeah, I also feel like your company would be a great fit for me because I really enjoy working in smaller companies, for example. Or no, I feel like your company would be a great fit for me because I love being part of a big machine, right? You just gotta tell them what they are, and that is the place you want to work, even if it's a freaking lie. That's the horrible thing about it, right? Like, even if it's a lie, you just gotta tell them what they want to hear. You will get jobs. But you know, yeah. I've been in both big companies and small companies, and I enjoyed working in the big company because I felt like my boss that I had in a really big company was really easygoing and relaxed and laid back. It was in the Netherlands. It's a completely different mentality than in Belgium, anyway. And I really enjoyed working there. But the problem was, the moment they need to fire people, they do not look at the people behind it. So they were very pleased with my work at that time. But they had to fire about 50 people in the building. And then, because they're a big company, they will just say everyone who's new and doesn't have a steady contract yet, they have to go. And because I was still not on a steady contract, I was still new-ish. I was there for like 18 months in total. They were like, well, yeah, she's one of the people who needs to go, without looking at anything else. They're in that way, you're just a number, right? So working for a big company in that case is not great. But at the same time, being fired or being laid off, it's not fired, it's being laid off for that reason, is not bad for your self-confidence, because you're like, well, everyone's getting laid off for that reason, and they're not making an exception for a single person. So, you know, you can't take it personal in that way. Whereas if you're in a small company and they lay you off, then it's like, what, I'm the only person that gets laid off? Whoops, now something is wrong with me. And then you will take it very personal. I've had that happen as well, and that led to a very big depression for me when I was the first person they laid off. They did lay off more people afterwards as well. They were doing really bad financially. And the reason they laid me off was because it was an IT company, and I was not an ITer. I was doing first line support, and they were like, the second line agents can do first line, but you cannot do second line. So you gotta go. And that was true. Absolutely true. But still, it hurt a lot because I was there for like 6 years or so. That was not as nice. I think I always wind my way through the interviews, even with a decent enough portfolio, but it feels like scamming. Yeah. Hate lying and disappointing people's expectations. Expectations at this point scare me. The work culture is quite rotten. Yeah, absolutely. It's only gotten worse. I always, you know, my mom and dad also do not understand it because their work culture was so different from ours. They also do not seem to understand that we just have to do more than they did back in their day. It's, you know, you might sometimes think that, you know, things should be getting better for us and they're not. Now with AI, the irony is like, finally, there's going to be AI that's going to replace so much of our work, but they're just going to fire us. They're not going to keep us to just like keep an eye on it and make sure it runs well. No, people are just going to be fired. And people are going to lose their job, and it's going to send us in the worst economical recession we've ever seen. And it's like, and then people are like, yeah, I use ChatGPT and I'm ready to strangle them. I am so ready to strangle people who use AI. I'm like, do you not see where we are headed? Are you blind? And they're like, well, you can't stop it. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not helping either. Like, stop using AI. It's also really bad on YouTube, guys. Did you know that if you leave me a comment, that in YouTube, if I go to the comment section, they are generating AI answers for me. Like someone asked, like, how do I make a fire pit or something like that? And then YouTube generates a comment about what to do, which was completely wrong, by the way. But it's generating comments that I can just click that comment, not even have to reply to you personally, and just send you an AI response. Do you know YouTube is doing that? You can be resting assured I will never give you guys an AI comment if you guys leave me a comment on a YouTube video. They are so bad, that's one. And it's like, it's not me. It's not what I would say. It's not how I would sound. And they're just like, we're trying to be helpful. Here, use this AI. We are... And it's like, I don't even have a choice. They're generating the comments, regardless if I want them to generate these comments or not. I don't want them to generate these stupid comments on my behalf, right? They're not posting those comments to you, by the way. I have to post them myself. I just have to click them and click post. And I'm like, I get so frustrated by it. It's the absolute worst. And it's everywhere. And it wasn't on YouTube a few months ago, but now it is. There were artists talking about they're using in YouTube videos. They uploaded of their sketches, which is just rotten. Yeah. There are some lawsuits happening currently of a few big companies that are suing the generative AI. And once again, I also wish to say I am not against AI that helps in hospitals, but there's like, the way I understand it, there's 4 types of AI. And some of them are about pattern recognition, and some of them are trained by specialists in hospitals, for example. But then there's something like generative AI, which is all the art AI that you see and all the writing AI, the generative writing. I am against that AI. I am not against AI that people can use in a hospital to, you know, check if people have cancer within a minute. That's not what I'm against, right? Or not as much. That's still going to cost jobs, but at the same time, it's genuinely better. But when it comes to the generative stuff, it's just making people lazy. And I've been seeing it on YouTube too, that I'm like, or I like listening to stuff, right? To vlogs and people talking, and how many of those videos have AI images over them? I'm like, why? I was about to like you and now I hate you. So I'm really not a fan of the generative AI stuff. I also hate the AI voiceovers. Oh, they're so bad. People have forgotten the basic decency of asking whether you want it or not. Yeah, it's being forced upon us, right? We might not want it, and they're just forcing it upon us. They're forcing it upon everyone, and if you look at the cost it has for people in terms of energy and stuff, energy, water, all that stuff, and you might say like, I don't notice it, but there's people living near the data centers in the United States that are just noticing that their bills are increasing, even though they're not using more, but it's basically because they're paying you know, there's a lack of power and water, and the companies are just charging more for it because of it. And it's the big data centers that are causing the lack of water and power. And then the people living there need to pay way higher taxes than before. There's videos about that as well. Not made with AI, I promise you. But, you know, it's very difficult because I feel like it's not being reported on enough, because there's also so much global unrest politically and other things that it's not something they're focusing on in terms of reporting what the AI is doing to society or to the climate or whatever. And why would you report on AI when you got like a shithead like Trump in the United States, right? He's much more fun to report about for everyone. So yeah. Let's see, I am hungry. What am I gonna eat here? Some stew? Some chili? Maybe some chili. I'm really into SLM, small language models. They are much more accurate and isn't full of crap. Yeah, the SLM is a different type of AI, right? Than the generative AI. It's a different thing. I'm telling you, there is AI that definitely has a place in society, I feel, but the generative AI is just is so bad. It's taking so many resources for such bad outputs. It's the same. People were concerned about television, internet, and smartphones. They weren't entirely wrong, but we're heading there anyways. Yeah. Netros File. Saw a video about it a few days back. Sucks that I'm looking into cloud and cybersec because that's gonna pay well, but like because of these issues, got this dislike towards the industry as well. Feels devoid of real people. Yeah. I don't know, Cool Spin. I'm not let me put it this way, there is, you know, there's AI that will definitely help society, and there's AI that is going to dumb society down. I'm not a fan of the dumbing down society. What are these things? What is this? There's notes on these things. What are they saying? Great interior design. Wish I knew how this place came to be, but no historians exist. When I entered the game, life was already complete. This is some existential questions in this library. I am the daughter of Eve Cat. I made the most of my life writing books. Enid, daughter of Eve Cat. Blossoms of Spring. Tudor era. Keep the plaster. Hey, I'm done. Now come help me build. Okay, so it's a big library. I'm not gonna read all of it, guys. Hey, there's Eve Cat. We're all alone. No one came. No one came to play with us, Eve Cat. What now? What should we do? What's happening over here? Not much. It's just a bunch of bowls, I guess. And there's no wood in the smithy. I've just been moving so much wood. Yeah, so sad. So sad. Also, I'm gonna just yoink this food with me because it's just lying here on the floor. But I do think, yeah, the town is really big and it is hard to find your way around sometimes. Where was the wood that I put down again? I need to find the woods. Oh no, where is it? What is this for? Well, this should be for wood, I assume. Also, there's like another dead body here. Or some clothes that were left. So this is also for wood shelters, I guess? My mess is still there in the copper place, okay. It says GPT-5 sucks, and what they did to the whistleblower probably offed him. Makes me not want to use it even more. Kind of disheartened as I loved ID bouncing on it. Perplexed tends to lag a lot, yeah. Also, did you guys, there was a very interesting, what's it called? Research done on using generative AI for writing and such. They basically gave two groups of students, did a different test with them, and one group of students was not allowed to use AI. The other group of students was sort of forced to use AI for the study, right? They were like, you guys have to use AI for your things, so you can use it however you like. You won't be punished in grades or anything. You just have to use AI. And the other group had to not use AI. And then after about 6 months, they did tests. And the people who had used AI had, you know, this might not come as a surprise to most of you, but they had literally dumbed down. So then they were like, okay, fine, let's now, you know, the people have dumbed down because they've been using AI. Let us now have them use no AI. Let's just, you know, get them back at the same level as the people who have not used AI. The problem was, though, they never got back to the same level as the people who had not used AI. By using the AI, they had literally like handicapped themselves. Oh my god, it's a baby! So yeah, that was interesting that that happened. Yo, it's your little sister, so cute. It's a K. Is it Cool Kid? Cool Kid? It's Cool Kid. Oh. Cullen Cat. It's a good name, Cullen. That's cool. Choose your color, baby. Come choose a color. I went for red because red is cool. Any. So any means every color, right? So let's give a little bit of different color too. Maybe a little bit of blue. Oh, you're gonna just do red? I was just gonna give him 5 billion colors. Rainbow? You can't have a real rainbow because there's only 4 colors that you can have maximum, right? So Cat Family is so developed that it's kind of scary that I might mess up. No, you can't mess it up. That's a misconception that you could mess it up. You can only make it better. Trust me. Oh wow, there's even more clothes here. What? I can't go in there? I have no password. No. Can't go in. They have purple? So much purple. So much purple. Purple and a scarf. Yeah, I wanna come in. I wanna come in, please. Hey. They got the merchant shirt? They got more stuff. Also, with a bit of luck, I might win a hat if I do well in the... or if I did well in the... what's it called? The escape room. I did do pretty okay. But at the same time, there are still 5 people doing the escape room today. So I don't know if I'm gonna remain quite high in the rankings, you know? But if I can stay quite high in the rankings, then I will be maybe getting a special hat. I did have a very original way of getting out, but that way was later on forbidden. So basically, I can probably spoil this already, even if one of you still needs to go. We basically got a rule that said you are not allowed to break walls, but you are allowed to break a silk wall or a silk structure wall. They said that you're allowed to break that, but you're not allowed to break walls. So I was like, okay, cannot break walls. So I go in there and I was like, okay, I cannot break walls, but they had a furnace, a fireplace instead of a wall. And then there was a pickaxe. And I was like, I asked Eve, like, can I break walls? And they said no. I was like, yeah, because I read that. And I was like, oh, I know it. So I took the pickaxe, I destroyed the fireplace, and I was out. And Finch was like, no! And I was like, what? You said I couldn't break walls, but a fireplace is not a wall. And now they had to add the rule that fireplaces could not be broken either, because I destroyed the fireplace and they were like, no, I gotta make cement again. But luckily Tanya came. Tanya made a new what's it called? A new fireplace. But yeah, that video is coming up next week. And we're probably gonna have a day next week where there's gonna be 2 videos up on the same day. One of them is gonna be in the How to Solo Eve series, and the other video is going to be me doing the escape room. And I rewatched the video myself of me doing the escape room, and I have to say, I think I'm pretty smart, but at some points I also have to say, I think I'm very dumb. So it's probably gonna be quite funny. Oh, what's happening over here? There's something happening here. It's a little bit sexy over here in this picture. I don't know. I mean, the cat watching, that's quite something. There's also a negative of that picture. Okay, okay. Something happening there. The effort to do research and going through it manually makes it so much easier to remember. Alas, I too got too used to using AI in daily life. Gotta revert. You definitely need to revert. I also, at some point, I did it like one day, right? I'm not someone who uses AI every day, but I did one day go to AI and I was starting to ask questions about 2 Hours One Life. And I was asking questions like, okay, who, what content that I could create. And it was all so clickbaity, right? And it also showed how little the AI understood of the game because they were suggesting things that I'm like, you can't even do this, right? This is not a thing you can do, or this is not a fun thing to record or whatever. And I was also asking questions like, okay, who has made YouTube videos on 2 Hours One Life in 2024? Because I think I was doing it last year, and I was already quite active by then. And they were just giving me names of YouTubers who had made videos in 2021. Like, I'm like, no, it's 2024. Who has made content on 2 Hours One Life in 2024? They would come with Unoriginal Artist and Rainy Dash and Twisted, none of them which had made any 2 Hours One Life content for years. So I was like, what the fuck, man? This is useless. And at the same time, Nil was active. I think Tazali was active at that point. So I was like, there are people who are active in the 2 Hours One Life scene, and AI just can't even direct you to them. So I was like, fuck that shit. But I was like using it to sort of more like test how AI was doing more than, expecting AI to do a work for me. I was testing AI to see how correct is this shit, but it wasn't correct at all. I was like, yeah, fuck that. Finch told me in one room that I can break anything inside, and I picked up the mining axe and broke the wall right away, only for them to finish except the wall. And then we both acted like I didn't just break the wall and did it the right way. Okay. I get infuriated mid-chats with AI so many times, make me question my sanity, which I don't have, but still, yeah. Oh, what's that? What is this? Also, did I miss a question? Oh, I didn't miss a question. I cannot read your name because it is Japanese, I think. How are the streetlights working without the manhole? EveCat? Can you help explain? How are streetlights working without the manhole? How are streetlights working without the manhole? Because we don't see the manholes, but your streetlights are working. So is it because it's always like 4 tiles apart, or there are manholes everywhere? Really? Can we see them somehow? They are hidden. How are they hidden? Where are they hidden? Oh, look, there's a manhole here. See, it's behind this shelf. Okay. And then that was the reason why that light post was working. Also, the light is off now because it's been an hour. We can turn them on again. So here too. Wait, underneath that tile is one too. Okay. So they're under your walls? Okay. If you click X, yeah, I can't really see it under the walls very well, but I believe you when you say that's where they are. I just can't see it very well, and I don't think the viewers can see it well either. You can't even see some, like, yeah, behind that hedge wall. Yeah, okay, so that's where one is as well. You do see that it's brick floor behind it, so that's probably a way to see it. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Emil is on. Jaded is playing the escape room right now. I am watching this streak to cure my boredom. Oh no. Emil, big respect for what you were doing, by the way. From everyone who's played it, everyone is super impressed by the work you did in organizing it. I do hope you get, that you don't have to do it for nothing. I hope they give you a very nice gift for organizing the event. I don't know. I'm just saying something, a brick bell tower or something, right? That I think also everyone who knows anything about uncraftable items. If you got to give Emil a gift from the Uncraftables for organizing the escape room, which uncraftable would you give Emil? I'm thinking Brick Bell Tower, but at the same time, because you're not a member of Brick Nation, I might go for the toy horse. Do you know the toy horse? I think that would be a cute thing for your town. Maybe the toy horse. And you could also use that toy horse when you do another escape room in a month or so, because I want to do it again, okay? So yeah. Ooh, hi Jesse, glad to catch you live. How is Bucky? That's your cat, right? Bucky, not Baku. Yeah, how's everything going over there? I've been enjoying your solo Eve tutorials. Oh, I'm so glad you're watching them. It's great. I've been noticing there's quite a lot of people who watch it daily. Like, I'm surprised because I'd be like, oh, we don't have that many new players, you know? I thought it would gain viewers slower. I'm thinking that this series is probably going to do very well long term because there's always going to be new players that want to solo Eve, right? And they're just going to binge watch all of it. But I wasn't expecting to get like 40, 50 viewers a day on it because it's so much, right? Oh, I want to eat a sunny egg. I love sunny eggs. Yeah. Emilus Finch, yeah. Omo, I love you. I've done too many O-hole Eve runs to count. Maybe one day I'll dare to try a 2-hole Eve run. It's so different, Speppu, because you got the Bronze Age and you got so many more recipes and things to work on. And yeah, it's completely different. And it's also like, you don't need to do like, you don't need milkweed, you just need cotton and a spinning wheel and shears and things like that, right? It's very different. Bucky is doing great. That's good to know. Vincent was in the bedroom. He was making a bit of a noise earlier, but he seems to be fine now. I will finish my golden shower tree, a multis tree, and give that. That is cool. So Chocoluna, when Chocoluna mentions a golden shower tree, I know that some of you dirty minds are thinking of something completely different, but Chocoluna has been trying her hand or their hands, well, her hands, at a design for a new tree for the game. Now, at the same time, whenever we draw something, we never know 100% for sure it's going to be in the game. But that would be a lovely gift if you could give Finch your very rare tree. So that would be great. As for me, still taking intensive Dutch lessons 4 times a week. Heel veel succes met je Nederlandse les. That rhymes. That's Dutch. Please give Vincent a pet from me when you get the chance. I will, but not right now because he's not in the room. So I'm not going to stalk him. He's probably having an afternoon sleep. Yeah, Julie told me the meaning, but I am using the name for the kick of it at this point. Okay. Bedankt, Jesse. Hey, you're welcome. Graag gedaan. Also, yeah, hey guys, you guys aren't telling me what your favorite item from the Uncraftable collection would be to give to someone like Emil. What would you guys give? I mean, Chocoluna said that she would give the tree that she's designing, which is cool. I would also like, there are a few of my toys that are allowed to be put into the game as Uncraftables. Which one was it? I think the raccoon. Raccoon toy is going to be Uncraftable. Is there a bird themed Uncraftable? Ostrich. Ostrich. A goose crown as well, or an ostrich. You could give an ostrich to Finch. The thing is with the ostrich, the interesting about the ostrich, if you get an ostrich that doesn't have a saddle, then you could actually be the one who hands out ostrich feathers to people. Because the ostrich that does not have a saddle, you can pluck feathers from them, and then those feathers can be adjusted, or not adjusted, added to all the, yeah, ostrich feathers, like a bunch of them. But if you get the actual ostrich that doesn't have a saddle, so you can't ride it, you can pluck the feathers off of it, and then you can add those feathers to your cowboy hats in any color. The black hats, the yellow hats, the brown hats, and it looks so cool. It looks like a musketeer hat. So an ostrich would be a fantastic gift, in my opinion, because it would kind of make you the one person on the map who can give people ostrich feathers. So that would be a really good gift, I think. That's just speculation. We're not deciding anything. We're just speculating here, okay, guys? We do not have the power to give Uncraftables until we hack the game. if I can hack the game for you, I'll give you all the uncraftables. But I give myself them as well as probably. So yeah. Add finches to the game. That's a good thing to look into. Don't really want my tree to become uncraftable if it gets the opportunity to be added in though. Yeah, if you don't want it to be uncraftable, make sure you do things like adding all the stages to it, like the tiny tree when it's growing and the sapling and the cutting. You gotta draw every single step of it if you want that, right? So but also, once again, not a guarantee. You might draw everything and it might still not get added in. I drew saplings in little versions of all the jungle trees that you can't replant. So the banana tree, the cacao tree. I drew tiny versions of them because I was like, you know, you can make them replantable. And here is the art for it. But it's, you know, it was just an exercise for me. I don't mind doing that even if it doesn't get added. But it was like, here you have the art for it if you ever decide otherwise. But they did not decide otherwise, so... But it's okay, it's okay. Just know that when you do art, there, you know, you're gonna get things that might go into the game, and you're gonna get things that might not get into the game. And sometimes you'll get things that are added as uncraftables only. So a few of the toys that I have in Jesse's Toys and the art channel, look at my Jesse's Toys. I have so many toys drawn already. It's yeah, they're not all getting added. That's just the way it is. You're never gonna get everything in the game. They yeah, I don't know why they won't add everything. I think if I was in charge, I'd just add everything. But no, that's a lie. I would probably be selective as well about things. They do have to uphold a certain standard of quality, right? It needs to be high quality. So I'm gonna check this. So this is... So this is interesting. This I never saw this. So you have Pumpkin Town. These are actual names of towns that were in 2 Hours One Life. Pumpkin Town, The Void. Oh, The Void. Yeah, The Void. I once recorded a video on The Void and I never uploaded it. Wanderer Love Town. Waterworks. Fall Valley. Hey, that's the Zolly's town. Toadville. Western Train Station. Nickstown. Power Teaching Town, that's Astrid's town. Cat City, that's this one. Avalon. Builders Megalith. Tangu Hill, that's Tangu Hill. If you're like, what's Tangu Hill, guys? Tangu Hill is the town 500 tiles north of the river run, where we did the river run. Tangu Hill was 500 tiles north of that town, so that's Tangu Hill. Northern Train Station. River Meadow! Hey, that's my town with Erie and Cinder and Zabala and Snowberry. We have 5 Eves. We live there. So, yay. Balsam Town. Electric Company. Dawn's Respite. I don't think I know that one. So, some of them I don't know, but it's interesting reading these names and just thinking like, do I remember these towns, who they are? There were several I remembered that I didn't acknowledge verbally, but some of those towns I definitely know from the game experiences thread. Chocolate says, some people popped in my town, made lots of roosters and hens, and some I locked them in places within the big green biome. When some were killed, most roam around inside that invisible area. Oh. Honor. Buy for 3 gold coin. Rent is 1 gold and 3 silver coin. Lucky. Chaos Town. Eastern Train Station. Push and Fruits Town. Luxury Tax. Freddy's Fine Factory. I know Freddy. New Saint Town. I think I read most of these, right? And Maytown, yeah. Okay, some of these towns are kind of old, right? Maytown, in my opinion. If it's the May I'm thinking of, she hasn't played the game in 2.5 years. Might be that it's a different May, though. What's this? Oh, is this where you put your things for playing Monopoly? Outdated. Free parking. Collect 4 gold coins from the bank. Jail. To get out, roll under 4, use a get out of jail free card, or pay 1 gold coin. Chance. Pick a random card. Okay. Community chest. Pick a random card. Public town. Collect 2 gold coins as you put. This is so fun. This is so fun. This and then is the bricks, is that where you put houses down? Like, is that your hotel? If you put a brick down? And then these are the cards. Yeah, these are the cards that you can get. It's so fun. Tanya, not May. Tanya, good to see you. Sorry for mispronouncing things. Also, I'm just collecting some junk from this area. It does seem very fun, the Monopoly. I don't know if it's easy to play it, but it looks fun. The thing with Monopoly, like in my family at least, with my mom and dad, when we used to play it, it could take like 3 hours or something before we were done. I didn't enjoy it because of how long it took, I think. Monopoly. I was not the biggest fan of it because of that reason. It always took way too long. Yeah, not a fan. What else do we have? Let's put that over here. The Budlokes probably shouldn't go in there. Monopoly, yeah. Let's see. Just put that over there. Rami's Alfresco Onigiri. Also, I love how you use the bicycle trailers just as decoration, and then they plop the flowers in there, and then it looks very lovely. Wait, what? That's a girl. That's a baby. Oh, that's a dead baby. Okay. Well, that died. I was so busy looking at the flowers in the cart that I didn't notice I had a baby. You're hopping in? Bye-bye from the stream? Okay, what I'm going to do very quickly, I need to use the loo for a second. I miscalculated how much time I had before I had to use the loo. I'm going to do no baby, just for a second. And I don't know where I'm going to stand. I think I'm okay on food. I'll stand at... where do I need to stand? I would love to eat something, though. I do get lost. Okay, oh, there's Eve Cat. Eve Cat! Can you feed me in a minute? I'm just gonna stand here. But I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry for disappearing on you guys. I was discussing this with my sister yesterday. We were like, as you age, your bladder is worth nothing. It's true, we need to pee so much. This is absolutely TMI, but just know that it's coming for you too, girls. I mean, men probably have it differently, but hey. Hey, is that Eve again? Hello again. She looks different now. What are you working on? Can you go Pearl? Oh yeah. Pearl. A portable radio. A portable radio. Like these radios? Okay. Well, now this is my hat. Look at my hat. Oh, she looks amazing with this hat. Fine, thieves. We'll put the clothes on. There we go. You are Eve. Wait, is this your backpack? I suppose it is, because I don't see another one. So the lights have been lit again? Cat got killed by a vengeful cat, probably. AFK, please feed me. I love those things. Also, I love the mortar and pestle as decorative objects. I still wish we could do more with the kaolin, because we can get a lot of kaolin. Maybe we need to design some more things to make with kaolin. Like, besides mortar and pestle. Oh my god, another child. Hello. Luna? You're Luna. We need to dress Luna. Eve, lead us to clothes. Eve knows best. Because I don't know very well where the clothes are. I always get lost in town. I'm very close, I think, but where? Okay. Oh yeah, backpack. You will be lifted as well. Color? Red? Where did Eve go? Oh, she's there. Let's see. Wait, red? Black. Okay. Red and black. What am I gonna put on top? Do you not have silk shirts? A nomad scarf. Oh, I like that. We do have a wolf down top. That's kind of interesting. I don't mind. That looks kind of cute. Oh, baby gets fat. Oh. Babies are playing with my toys. She's back. I was born in this town a couple days ago. Well, if you want to come in, you can. Wait, what's that? Black linen scarf? Cowboy hat? What? Cap? Cap? Please? Wait, what? What is a cap? Do you mean cowboy hat? Okay, okay, I wouldn't call that a cap. I would call that a cowboy hat. Here you go. You guys look the same. You look like twins. You're not twins, but you look like twins. It's a lovely town. It's so pretty. Twinsy. It's twins. Twins that are like 7 months apart. Just me casually standing here. I do have some food on me, so I could eat this if I get hungry. Do you need any food? I'm the oldest. You're the oldest twin, definitely. Yeah. Also, Emil, how is it going with the escape room currently? Finch. Because Finch said that Jaded was playing. Also, Jaded was writing that it was like early morning for her, so Jaded was scared that she was gonna be like that she was not going to be awake enough to do it properly, that she was gonna fall asleep or just make stupid mistake. Also, there's a grape. You're tossing grapes at each other now. I'm gonna eat a cookie. And this. Okay, this is go get food. Go get food, girls. You need food. I can't, you know, I can't just keep on lifting you for a little while longer, but you're gonna be too big for food. Jaded is almost done. She is doing really well. I'm not surprised. I mean, Jaded made the dungeon event, which was a lot of riddles and things. Jaded's Dungeon event. Dear Lord. Guys, it's up on my channel if you go to the live stream section. And then it was the Nomad run from last summer, from 2024. And then it's the very last video. And you might be like, Jesse, that video is 4 hours. I know. That was Jaded's Dungeon event. And it still felt like it was maybe even more than 4 hours. It lasted forever. I was exhausted at the end of that stream. That was like way too much for me. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. Oh, I can't lift you again. Do you need grape? It was so exhausting, that event. It was amazing. I still remember it so fondly, but I was tired. I was really tired for like streaming for 4.5 hours. There's dead geese in here. Also, you need to. The goose is not hung up. Okay, well, no, they're friendly. This one's hung up, but that one's not hung up. So many geese. No, the geese. Oh, poor geese. We should probably put them away. Ghost F. Wait. I can't give you all the food. Well, I have a grape. Do you need a grape? I also have a burger. Here you go. You want a half a burger? The best. Is that the best part of burger? The best bite of burger? Die. We're just following Eve now. Oh my god. Dead geese. Oh, I can't do it. I can't. How do you do it even? It's like, no. Nope. How do you do it? How? How? No. Oh man. This is a hard game. No. Luna, can you do it? I can't do it either. Luna, don't stand in the same spot, because... No. No. Do I need to stand horizontal? Is that gonna help? No, it's not helping. No. Nope. This is driving me insane. How are you doing that? How are you doing that? No. Hungry. Oh, I was doing it! I did it! I did it! Ah, and Eve wasn't here to watch, but at least it's turning the other direction. How did I do it? I still don't know how I did it. No. How? We did it, but we don't know how we did it. It did a little something, I think. No, I missed it there. I did something. I stopped it for a moment. I did it there again. I did stop it for a second. So it's holding shift and then shift A and shift D for me because I have a QWERTY keyboard. So, but it's not going well. Hello. Hello. We're playing a silly game. Welcome to Cat Town. Let's get you dressed. First letter for your name. I don't know if I'm going the right direction. No, that's the floor. You are... I don't know whose name is Fred. I know Freddy, but I don't know if this is Freddy. And Freddy's not a girl name. I'll call them Frida. Frida. Also, I have the hiccups. That's just great when you're streaming. Half color? Oh no, stupid hiccups. They're not talking. Do they have a favorite color? Oh man. They do say if you have hiccups, you usually don't have them longer than 7 hiccups. Black? Okay. Hate hiccups. That's also quite nice, but maybe she wants to be cute. Maybe something like this. Love these shoes. Stupid hiccups. What other things do we have? We do have a blue linen scarf. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Maybe the shoes should be white. I feel like I don't have white shoes. It's okay. It's fine. She looks cool. Big eyes. Very big. I feel like I've had the hiccups more than 8 times, but... Ah, man. Stupid hiccups. Fine, baby. So the town is huge. Let's see if we can find the kitchen. I keep getting lost. That's the town that Christmas Eve was playing in, I think. It is usually Cat Town, and I have the freaking hiccups. It's really annoying. Swallow air 5 times. I'm just doing it once. Usually that's enough, right? Sitting here like a little baby that does not... How to get rid of hiccups? There was another hiccup. It's really hard to do that when you're streaming, guys. Oh no. Okay. Here's the kitchen. No, Jaded beat me by 3 minutes. Ah, man, there goes my hat. My special and craftable hat. I could throw you around. You good? Damn it, Jaded. You were not supposed to beat me. I'm not surprised though. I did a few goof ups. I can't say when I did a goof up though. Without giving too much away. But at some point I knew what to do and I missed something. I missed a password somewhere. And I could have saved time there because I lost like 5 minutes. One of many kitchens in that town, yeah. It's a huge town. Hey, that's my horse. I'm gonna left it here. Little Freda. She's eating stuff. Remember, eat yum, eat ma. She knows. I don't think she's new. Hey, let's... Ugh. Oh man, stupid hiccups. What else? Honey? We did honey. Ice cream. I did do the clothes clean up a little bit. Rubber balls or large tires? Maybe some rubber balls is something we can do. Oh my god, stupid hiccups. So the last 20 minutes of this stream is just gonna be me cursing at my hiccups. I'm convinced I saw a rubber making place, and I cannot remember where I saw the rubber making place. So I'm gonna look around. Maybe it will have rubber trees at it, so we'll just look for that. Is there a prize for the person who took the longest? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe there will be prizes because, like, honestly, everyone who participated took a long time to do it, right? So, but I don't know. I don't know. I think they should give Emil an ostrich. And then Emil can give feathered hats to everyone who participated. Or like a feather. Or even people who participate in the future. Or whatever, right? So that Emil can basically distribute feathers. Okay, is it over here somewhere? I'm just checking. Is this rubber? No, this is a kiln for other things. I need to find a fire brick oven, I assume. And that might be the rubber place. This is not it. There's Frida again. Oh, it's here. This is it. This is the room. Okay. So. Bucket, 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 bucket. We need to make rubber balls. You found it, yes. I went all around town and it was the last thing I looked for. Do we have a knife? Yes. And the hiccups continue. So whoever said that after 8 times your hiccups are over, they were lying. It's not true. There's a lot of rubber in here. Alright, let's get those buckets over here. There's so many. So many buckets. Okay. Put those over here. I don't know how many rubber balls we need to make, but I assume more than this. Or at least this amount. So let's get 6 balls of palm kernels. Darn. Yeah, I don't know, Cat. I would hope you get a reward. But the thing is, if there is a what's it called, an ostrich that's given to Emil, then Emil can distribute at least the ostrich feathers, which would mean that everyone who participated can make themselves a lovely hat. And then the devs don't have as much work, because then they don't have to go to all the towns. I mean, I would. That's what I would do. But that's just me ranting. Why am I putting the palm kernels there? I should probably put them up on a shelf. That's way easier. And do we have sulfur somewhere? Let's see. There's some bags here at the bottom. That is not a lot of sulfur. I need way more sulfur than that. Also, there's yellow clothes here for some reason. Where can we find sulfur though? Hold on. And I'm also gonna mark this place because I'm not gonna find it again. Mark rubber. Okay. And then where is sulfur? So, let's look for the word hot spring. So that it jumps up at us if we go past it. But I honestly don't know where it is. So we don't have to stay in these biomes. We need to go somewhere in the gray biome. Aha. This looks like it might be a promising place. Not too promising, just one. Yeah. Okay, go. If you need sulfur, there's an airport for collecting it. Wait, what? Do I have to take an airplane? Okay. I don't know how many you need to fly in. It's near the rubber maker. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't wanna fly out and collect rubber that way. I'll just do it this way. This should be enough at least for I think the 6 that I've got. I need to go up. Ah, keep getting stuck in the same place. No, you need to go down. Sorry. I'm getting it wrong. Also, I am trying to hold my breath so I don't have hiccups again. Okay, so far so good. So at least we can make these. Do we have flint and steel? Yes. Duh, they got garlands. So it's in the sock. So for people who don't play a lot into very established towns, when you have a fireplace that looks like this and it's got a sock on it, the flint and steel is usually in the sock, and I even forgot it myself. This is a beautiful town, absolutely, Ariadne. This is one of the best towns in the server. It is one of the towns that I think most hours have been put in. Also, what am I doing? Pressing the wrong buttons. And then... Oops. Okay, and then we roast it again. We're probably gonna have to light everything one more time because I'm struggling with the placement here. Yeah, the thing is I shouldn't have put it on the one above me. I should have put it on the one to the side of me and I wouldn't have had all those issues with clicking, but now I constantly need to go and move to the side and things like that. Okay, so we need to make a lot of rubber balls. So for rubber balls, you need balls. That is how you make rubber balls. And these are used for making blueprints and such. Also, if you're like, Jesse, you're very quiet, it is because I'm trying to make sure I don't get hiccups again. I think it might be over, but I'm scared of saying it too early. So let's make some rubber balls. There we go. A bunch of rubber balls. Look at them bounce. So we made 6 rubber balls, and I don't know where to put them, so I'm just gonna put them on the shelf here. And then people can make them, use them for blueprints or anything else. Also, I took all these bags with me, and eventually I wasn't able to fill them up at all. Maybe I should fill up these palm kernels, though. And do I have something in my backpack to eat? Only this? That's fine. Alright, let's get a little bit more palm kernels. I do feel like there's probably plenty in this area. But it's still nice to have 2 full bags at least. Also, look at this. A chemistry table in the middle of the jungle. A bit of a weird choice, not gonna lie, but I mean, if this is where you want your chemistry set, who am I to stop you? There you go. 2 bowls of palm kernels. Not bowls, sacks. Sacks of palm kernels. And we'll just fill this shelf with bowls. Put that over here. There we go. Bowls are also easily used as kid toys. Absolutely. Jane Potters must be there. Where is Tarzan? Yeah. Must be a Tarzan thing. Okay, so there are clothes in here that I feel we should move to the clothes house. And they should probably go over here. Are these all sticks? Oh, it's tin copper rods. It's like, I don't recognize what that is. Oh, here's the pies. I keep forgetting where the pies are. So mark pies. I'm just marking it. I should have started marking items at the start of my life because I was just spending half my life getting completely lost. And now I'm looking for the clothes, so I'm gonna mark clothes here. Yeah. This is a bit late to be marking everything in my last minutes of life, but whatever. And then this can go on a hanger. There we go. Very cute. Ah, the only reason there would be signs in the jungle. Yes, now I understand. That's true. Alright, so what's this? Is this another vault? Is this the vault of bicycles? This is the vault of my... There's a motorbike in here and it's hidden, guys. It's a hidden motorbike. Why don't you... Oh no, there's also a motorbike that's not hidden, I guess. And there's a pink witch hat. I think Finch has more uncraftables than anyone else on the server, maybe? Finch has been winning a lot of competitions, I guess. Wait, no, this is not Finch. This is Cat. Sorry, this is Eve Cat. Interesting. Core Cat. You got a Core Cat? That's the Australian hat. They got a Core Cat in here. You can't see it very well, sadly. You should put the Core Cat up on here where people can see it. Well, swords and stuff, some pictures. The moon flags. And then a lot of purple. And the pink witch hats. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot of uncraftables. Still, there's a few. There's a few. And they got the empty Murex shell, which is basically the snail, which is over here, but it's empty because they already dyed everything purple. So they dyed the shorts and stuff. And then another one, and another one. They got like 3 empty snails in here. So many. So many snails. And here's the cotton. They did say to make some extra poi packs. You know, we could maybe make a poi pack or two. Contribute to the town's needs. So if you take 4 balls as this, that's 1 poi pack. And then you need to find a loom. Here's a loom here, okay. And shears. And you do that again. And then you cut them in 2, put them together, and sew them with needle and thread. And that's a poi pack. Okay. You can do that again, probably. But this is like, in this case, I'm like, I don't like the copper pipe because you can't put your horse down. And I do want to have my horse very close to where I stand. So I can just immediately plop it in there. Oh no. There we go. And that's another one. So basically 1 full shelf of cotton buds is enough for 1 poi pack. If I play today, I will finally make poi packs. Cool. That's great, Ladero. Also, in case you guys don't know, I have a Discord, by the way. You can join it if you check the you know what, I'll just copy paste it. There you go. This is my Discord, guys, if you guys want to join it. Is there anything to joining my Discord? We have memes. We have channels where you share food pictures, cat pictures, fun stuff. I also announce sometimes in advance if I'm going to be streaming, and sometimes I also announce that I'm just going to be playing somewhere. So you can always come and play if you like. So we made 2 poi packs. Wow, we did such a good job. I feel like we could have done more maybe, but I mean 2 is better than none. So let's just put those in here. There we go. So what did we do? We made some honey this live. We made some poi packs, not many. We made rubber balls, 6 of them. We cleaned up a lot of wood, and I basically had a big rant about AI. Yeah, that's all I did during my stream today. So, that's it. I didn't do any cooking or anything, but I don't think that was necessary. We did check the job board here. Find a job here. What's this? I did do a little bit of I didn't do any fishing or paper making. I didn't play with dogs. Medic bags. Didn't do any silk. Didn't make a million buckets. Didn't plant flowers. Or bicycles. I mean, they definitely do have enough jobs here. I do think that there is... I understand people who get a little overwhelmed by how much there already is. And how difficult it is to find your way. I do think that, you know, just marking where the places you need, like the rubber and the pies and the clothes, I do feel like that's a good way to avoid getting too lost. Just marking things as you drive past them or something. And then you can find your way around easier. I wish I had done that earlier. Also, there's a bell like 36, 39k away. Are you on the corner of the map? Eve Cat, you have to be in a corner of the map. Also, look at this. My hair turned a beautiful white. I'm so pretty. I like the ooh face because it looks like you just always have very clear skin. Because if I do this, look at my skin now. Oh no. I'll just do ooh face and I'll always look like I'm very good looking. Psst, hi. Another bell. 18k and 1k away. You know, if we can put maps on the taskbar thing, I don't think so. Because it's not a paper. It's not a paper, it's something else, right? So I don't think maps can be put on there. That would be kind of fun if it was possible, but unlikely. Unlikely. I mean, you could try. You can always try, and if you crash the game, then you know it wasn't designed to be. But I don't think it would work. I think it just wouldn't work at all. Yeah. So if you're like, Jesse, what are you gonna do? Well, for me, I'm probably going to spend, once I get off, I'm going to spend a few minutes promoting the How to Eve video of today. I don't even know what today's video was. I usually upload them like a week in advance. And I just upload like 7 at a time, and then every week I spend like about 3 to 4 hours just uploading new videos, so I don't have to bother with it for the rest of the week. And oh, Colin is here. Look at Colin refilling the shelters. That's so good. You can always put a note on the board where the maps are. That's true. Honey, I did do some honey. Yeah, but after this, I'm gonna do some advertising. I'm gonna do some eating because I'm a little hungry and my blood sugar is low. I can feel it in like how easy it is for me to find things to talk about. It's like my brain just wants to go sleep. So I'm gonna eat something and then I'll be a little fitter again. I don't think I'll do a lot of recording today though, because my voice is now 2 hours of streaming is my voice is like my voice is not enjoying it. But yeah, I'll try to do more streams, by the way, guys. More random streams. I feel like I didn't do a proper stream for a month, but I did upload content nearly daily, so I feel like that makes up for it. And I need to find the close place again. -8, -8, -40. So we go down and we go to this place. There we go. Alright, now I can clean up my stuff. So yeah, I do want to do more streams. I'll try and do them in the weekend, maybe more on Sundays like today. And maybe also sometimes on a Friday, though probably not this Friday. I've got a few really busy weeks coming up, so no promises that it's going to be really soon. But I do think that it's important for, you know, the community to just have more streams and to play together if they can. V-Boxes. Nothing like the dead chicken goose collection in the town. Yeah, they do have a big chicken goose collection. And also here's the horses, so we'll put the horse back here. There, we cleaned ourselves up. I don't know where I'm supposed to die though. Because I don't think they have a graveyard and I don't think they have a bone meal place. And I'm also hungry. I'm hungry. What am I gonna eat? A little bit of broth. Where do I die? There's a bone meal house, but it's completely full. Oh, I can't even be bone meal. Are you kidding me? I guess I'll just die over here or something. Like, I'll die underneath the presence. Also, you kind of have all the maps on a shelf here, like... I could bury you, but it doesn't your bones. No, don't worry, you don't need to bury me. I'll just die over here in a little corner. Everybody wants to be a cat. The maps are a mess. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm dying! And I couldn't even say anything because I had to cough. There's a grave by Smitty. Oh, okay. I missed it. If you can find a turkey and chicken on the dead job post. Nice. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for listening to me rant for 2 hours and watching me play. So yeah, we'll try and do another stream sometime soon. I look forward to seeing you all there. And also, don't forget to just check out the Solo Eve series. Give me feedback on whatever you would do differently or what you would do better or things you didn't know yet. It's very interesting to see the things that I say during the tutorials and how many people that I'm like, these people have played like 1,000 hours. I didn't know ... I didn't know this. I didn't know that. It is so satisfying as well, and it sort of encourages me to just keep going with the series. I don't know how long I'm going to need to record anymore because we are getting close to the level 3 mine and the blast furnace. We're I'm taking step to almost finish the blast furnace. It's going to be such a huge series because I feel like it's maybe going to be 50 episodes before we have a level 3 mine is the feeling I get from it, which is so many episodes. Now they are about 20 minutes on average. But even then, 20 times 50, that's like 1,000 minutes, right? That is so much. So yeah, we are getting a lot of things taught, but it's also taking a very long time to go to the blast furnace. But it's also because like if I was not focusing on honey and on silk as well and glass and all these other things, I could be going towards the blast furnace much quicker. But I feel like it's very important to teach some other skills as well besides just smithing. And also, if it was just a smithing video, I could not do it. Like, if it was just a smithing series, I do not enjoy smithing enough to do a series just on smithing. It needs to be in between the things I do find fun for me to keep going. So, yeah. Thanks for streaming, Jesse. Thanks for hanging out, Peppa. You too, Ladira. Ladira, thank you again so much for the super thanks, the donation thing. That is so appreciated. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Diana or Moose, see you around. And yeah, it's time for me to go. I thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you on YouTube and on Discord and on the 2 Hours on Live Discord. And take care, everyone. Bye bye.